aka Patters, we're going to get into, let me show you guys. We're going to get into this. Do you guys remember this? This is Captain America Volume 2. This is Rob Liefeld, right there, Rob Liefeld. But this eagle on the forehead, this lit the industry on fire, and they hated Rob Liefeld for this. Let's get into it. Jim Lee draws one hell of a Captain America. I'm gonna show that off to you at the drawing table. He draws one hell of a Captain America. I believe it's issue 3 or 4 of Fantastic Four Volume 2. And this is all of Heroes Reborn, the big giant Volume 2 relaunch of Captain America, Iron Man, Avengers, and Captain America. So we're talking Rob Liefeld, and I want to show you guys how disingenuous, how much he obfuscates. He skirts around some of these real issues on his podcast, Robservations. Great title. Robservations is his revisionist history, and we're hitting this a little bit harder right now because for some reason, this contagion went through social media when Image announced that Rob Liefeld was returning back to Young Blood, and people just fake acted excited about it. It's absolutely pathetic. I think if you're a commentator and you take that position, you just go down the notch. And it doesn't mean Rob Liefeld hasn't contributed to American comic books, but I think we can collectively agree that he has taken more than he has given. I know so many of you will say, oh, but what about Deadpool? Well, yeah, he's one half of the Deadpool equation. There's also editorial. There's also, hell, a writer involved with the creation of Deadpool. There's other writers. So you guys know how I feel about that. So what's the big beef? What's the big issue with Captain America and Rob Liefeld? Well, if you listen to his Heroes Reborn commentary, and I believe it's 5 episodes now, but he recently did like a follow-up. He did was like this Heroes Reborn epilogue, and he doesn't address a major issue that was so egregious when Jim Lee took the titles over. You guys have to remember that. It's of contention of Rob Liefeld's account to what happened towards the end of his run for Heroes Reborn. I'm on record. I think his Captain America is fantastic. I love it. I love the idea of the female Bucky. I love the idea of the origin of Falcon, where Falcon is basically I guess his superpower is from drinking the green goo blood of Captain America. It's one heck of an origin, but I like that origin far more than what Marvel 616 gave us. So it's not like I'm not saying his 6-issue run is without merit, but as soon as Jim Lee kicked out Rob Liefeld, and in my view, that is what happened. Rob Liefeld's account is that there were a somewhat of a bankruptcy. Things had to get reallocated. They had to get like different contracts. Money had to go in different places, and they said, Rob, you can continue to do the books. We're going to pay you this much. Rob said no, and Jim Lee took over. That's not the case. Jim Lee was in position to take over Marvel comic books and move everything to California, from New York to California. Jim Lee, by Jim Lee's hand, they removed Rob Liefeld and Extreme Studios from these books. And it's because of this one issue. And I'm going to expose it, I'm going to show it to you guys, and I'm going to prove it, as Rob likes to say, with the receipt. So let's hit that drawing table. This is exciting. Let's go. So let's get into it, aka Patters. Hey, preview for tonight's live stream. I'm pretty much launching regular nighttime drawing live streams. I'm calling it the 4 a.m. club. If you guys know what that means, congratulations. Come with me, come hang out, because we're going to be drawing. And tonight, I'm going to crack this open. This is a Avengers back to school stationery set. And I think there's like a little bit of of a notepad in here. We're going to crack it open, but either way, I'm going to use these pencils and we're going to do Avengers artwork on whatever is on this notepad. So we're going to start there. We're also going to be working on, some of my art pile, like this crow. Crow hangs out and meets aliens here. Yeah, original idea. No one's ever thought of that before. So, here it is. So, let's just get into this drawing. I love this drawing. I love the girl Bucky. You guys remember when... I hate the Speculator so much. Where, because of Falcon and Winter Soldier, her first appearance was like spiking in value because people were convinced she was going to be as popular as like Thanos. But this is a great takeover. And one of the guys behind it is James Robinson. Jim Lee brings a sensible aesthetic from Wildstorm Productions, but they do good work. And a lot of people like to play dumb and pretend that for some reason these books were not entertaining, but they do Serpent Society. But the follow-up issue, or the previous issue, see, you guys see Captain America's forehead? See that? You see that eagle? See, by issue 8, it's back to the A. And this is where Mr. Rob Liefeld comes in. So Mr. Rob Liefeld launches the high-selling Captain America issue, the high-selling Avengers issue. Not that anyone really cares. Chuck Dixon has some good commentary on his involvement on this as well. Chuck Dixon basically wanted WW1 or WW2 as a comic book. He wanted accurate everything. But he got this. And when he saw a little bit of this plane of action, Jeff Loeb came on, Chuck Dixon left, and they kind of went in the Rob Liefeld. And Rob Liefeld describes the positioning for this, I think, in a very fair way, which is X-Files. They just wanted to roll in a little bit of mystery. So some of it comes in that Steve Rogers essentially is a sleeper cell, and he gets given the shield, and he kind of has like flashbacks. But then he comes into being, shows up, and gets his awareness back and kicks some ass. This is it's one heck of a first issue. It really is. I think this effort is fantastic. So where's the controversy? See, everyone rejected the Eagle. See, so Rob Liefeld thinks he's improving things. I never thought much of this, but the rest of the comic book world, and this is back during the day where you couldn't redesign Green Lantern. So people hated Kyle Reiner. They hated that Kyle Reiner design. It wasn't even so much about the character. It was more that the design of and Spider-Man. So we kind of have to say things like this are important. When we get to Spider-Man, like Art of the Game, and we see, a new, what we will call Spider-Man Prime. This is the Spider-Man in this universe. So in a way, this is the 616 version of this version. So the white, and you couldn't redesign Spider-Man. Captain America and his mask and everything here. This was a sacred cow. This was deemed to be a perfect design by Jack Kirby and Joe Simon. But Rob Liefeld corrupts it. So, but given it's volume 2, they're trying to generate sales and buzz. But the guts of the industry, the people that reign the industry, hated this. So, and Rob Liefeld will say, we gave it up and we let them take over issue 7. Issue 7 is one incredible book because it opens with Bill Clinton. And we will detail this one day on this channel because I feel like Captain America Volume 2, number 7 is one of the best Captain America issues of this whole era. It really is. But it's somewhat of a capsulation issue. It encapsulates. Look, but we get this amazing Travis Scherer. He's been a topic of this channel a lot. But so when Travis draws Captain America, he needs to draw it with this eagle. And it drove people nuts. So Jim Lee comes on board. They saved the initiative. And trust me, Rob Liefeld could have done this with the money that they gave Jim Lee. He could have. Because someone reached out to me to tell me what that was. So, and it wasn't that crazy of a difference. So this is what they tell Jim Lee to do. Jim Lee comes on board with the agreement that they're going to crap on Rob Liefeld, that they're going to own Rob Liefeld. And this sentiment goes right into the Joe Quesada era, where they retitled and rebranded X-Force, Deadpool, and Cable. Everybody wanted Rob Liefeld out of Marvel Comics. So issue 8 begins with a big old Jim Lee drawing of the proper Captain America. And he won't tell you that. He won't tell you that on his own show. Isn't that amazing?